This story is being told by the victim of this tragic event. For private reasons, I conceal my real name. For the sake of sharing my story, please call me Josh. I don't know about you, but after I lived what I lived, I became paranoid. I was 18 at the time, just got out of high school. I felt full of life, passions and ideas for what's to come. I am pretty sure lots of people know that rich classmate. Well, that happened to me. I met, let's call him Mike. By the way, fuck you, Mike. This is all your fault. Mike was the rich kid that went to my school. He had all I wanted in life. A great family with high-paying jobs, not like my family who were never at home because they had to work 2 jobs at the same time to pay the bills. Not that I blamed my parents, but I would have loved growing up with my parents by my side, helping me with homework, advise me about certain things. All I know, I learned it on the streets and by watching hours and hours of TV. Anyway, Mike and I graduated the same year, and we were kinda close friends back in the day. Days before graduation, we were talking about our futures and careers at his home. He was going for business major and I for computer science. There's a lot of money to make on the cloud. One conversation led to another after he told me he was going to go on vacation with his family. There is a very popular hotel, 5 stars in Mexico. He told me that he always wanted to visit that hotel since his mother is Mexican and that hotel was the one where his parents met. Wow, I said. A 5-star hotel vacation? I was thinking on getting a part-time job during the summer. Well, you can always come with us. The proposition took me by surprise. No, I couldn't do that. I would just be on the way, I said. It's cool, Josh, he said. Besides, I want to pick up some Mexican girls, and you could help me along the way. We could dominate the streets. Come on, say yes. Okay, fine, if you insist. Great, he said. Graduation is in 2 days, and we are gonna leave to Mexico the following weekend. I felt so happy. For once, I was going to breathe after so much BS from school and life. Time flew by, we graduated and made the trip to the tropical country. The hotel was everything I expected and more. The food was amazing, the treatment from the hotel staff great. The girls were exquisite, moving their rear on a sexy way back and forth, their bosom full. It was like paradise. We were having a great time until the last day of our vacation arrived. Mike came with the idea to visit other parts of the city. I didn't know what to say because I have watched news lately about Mexico being a dangerous place and some regions even more dangerous than others. He told me he was sure nothing would happen. How wrong he was. We were to visit a bar located the other side of the city. For some reason, he had to stay at the hotel because of a phone call. He told me to go ahead and he'll catch up soon. I arrived to the bar, but with not as much money as Mike in the wallet, so I decided not to spend too much on drinks. Some time passed, but he never arrived. I was gonna call a taxi, but then I remembered how expensive it is, although I'm sure they've taken advantage of people from US. You know, they keep thinking that everyone in the US live like kings and queens. So crazy. I decided to take a bus. I took the window seat. Some time has passed and I was still on the bus. Someone behind me was saying that this part was considered the most dangerous of the series. I was so afraid already because everyone was looking at me weird. I was the only foreigner person in the bus. Something strange was happening. I noticed that there were about 15 clowns outside the bus. Apparently, they were doing some tricks, but what really caught my attention was the fact that there were many wooden boxes on the sidewalk. Suddenly, the bus stopped. I found it weird because the bus wasn't supposed to stop to pick up more passengers. In a second, the clowns took weapons and started shooting at the tires of the bus. There were other buses behind this one as well. Everyone in the bus went crazy. Some were praying and others were screaming. We could hear the screams of the souls from the other buses. We heard guns going off, breaking off glass, and then we saw smoke. All the time people were screaming until we didn't hear anybody. All we saw was the smoke. Seconds that went by like hours passed, and we smelled burning flesh. People in the bus were crying all the time. I was crying too. I was so scared. Then we saw clowns outside the bus. They were laughing maniacally. I have never seen so much hate in people. They said in Spanish to open the door of the bus, or else we are going to see the same treatment the other buses received. Somehow we knew that if we opened the doors, they will kill us anyway. The evil clowns took their weapons and began shooting at the windows. When suddenly they stopped, I could hear the sirens from afar. The clowns began running, but they dropped like flies steps away from the bus. They all died. The clowns were dead, but we all were crying because we didn't know what was happening. The cops showed up and told us it was safe and to come out. We came out one by one. They told us that the cops disposed of the clowns because they were part of some kind of gang. Apparently, they were the crazy clowns or something like that. Bodies of clowns were being covered by white sheets. I turned around, and that's when I saw the most horrible scene. Something more horrific than clowns dead. I saw a burnt bus, a pool of blood underneath, and then I saw the people, or what it used to be. I saw only bones of what used to be people. Authorities took me and the other passengers to the hospital, and I went back to the hotel 3 days later. I cannot believe what happened. Mike didn't even wait for me. He was long gone. I went back to the US, but I never was the same after that. Be careful out there. Thank you.